If there was just a large earthquake and things are shaken, and the only thing that can protect you from the creatures who want to slash you up at night is the talismans on the wall, if there's an earthquake, you make sure that it didn't shake and fall off of the wall, right? I mean, if I were there, I would be standing at the wall, holding up my hand, holding the talisman up to the wall, making sure that bitch didn't drop. And I know everybody was thinking the same shit. But I felt bad because Marielle was trying, she was reaching under the shelves in the clinic that fell down. She couldn't quite reach the talisman in time. And Smiley, oh my God. Smiley is slowly but surely walking up to the clinic. And it's almost as if he knows that the talisman fell, that it's no longer there to protect him. And Fatima can sense him coming. So right when he approaches the front door of the clinic, Fatima and Marielle have to run to Marielle's room. And just when you think there's a little bit of hope, where they close the door and Marielle hangs up the talisman at the door, nope, boom! Smiley just burst into that bitch and just like, nope, too late. I'm here. It's over. It's done. And then he slashes Marielle. Oh, man. But then Fatima screeches just like they do, just like the creatures do. So I guess, everyone involved in the Frumley family were right about their theories about Fatima slowly transitioning into a monster. That was such a captivating scene. It was so sad. And I felt so bad for Christy. And, kudos to the actress who plays her, because the way she was exuding those emotions in that scene of just losing the love of her life, that was heartbreaking, but it was great to watch when it comes to performing the craft. Oh man, I shed like a little man tear. It was a man tear, nothing else, just a man tear I shed. Okay. And Boyd, he's just trying to be proactive, but at the same time, he doesn't want to risk everyone's lives in the town. But at this point, they've crossed the line, and that's obvious. When you see red lightning shoot from the tunnels up into the sky, and now there's a red lightning storm. It's the apocalypse. Jesus is coming now on the chariots. You feel me?
Jesus Christ! So put on the armor of God. Jesus Christ! We love you, God! So we do it for God! Jesus Christ!
You know that you did something to disrupt the peace, if you want to call it peace, in that town. That there's no turning back now. So there is a sound from the radio that Sarah hears. Oh my God, could that be Jade? And it was Jade in the tunnel trying to warn them and let them know that him and Tabitha were alive. So they get the signal, and on faith and hope, Boyd, Ellis, and Fatima head to the tunnels and see if they could find Tabitha and Jade. And they find them. And finally, this is a moment where guns are useful. Right? Boyd pulls out his gun, step back, bow, 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 shoots down the bone or the wood, whatever that was blocking Tabitha and Jade in, and frees them, right? And just as they're leaving, Fatima can sense the creatures, creeping out of the shadows in the tunnels, and she knows that she has to stay behind now to give them time to escape and leave the tunnels. And she then looks at the creatures, and it's almost like she can communicate with them. She is not like 100% turned yet. She starts to screech. And then I gotta give it to the creators of this show. because the CGI of her transformation into the creature was like top notch. I don't know if I'm the only one who thinks that. I know I might have a little bit of bias because I love this show so much, but I really felt that it looked great. The CGI in that scene was just top notch, you know? It looked realistic, you know? It was just so crazy. She turned into a monster, y'all. Oh, man. I'm just so worried about season 5 because I don't know if she'll be able to maintain her consciousness as Fatima and still maintain her memories whilst also being the monster, or if this is just the beginning signs of her completely losing herself and becoming the monsters in the night that hunt the town folk of Fromville. And it'll be so interesting to see, if that's the case, how Ellis handles that in season 5. I don't see Ellis surviving. I see him seeing Fatima and basically allowing her to lure him in. That's going to be really crazy. And that's what I'm actually most excited to see. I think they should give Ellis a little bit more to do in season 5. Another thing is Elgin, right? I didn't want to see him go, to be honest, even though he really, really, really pissed me off with showing Sophia / the man in yellow the picture. That angered me to a degree that's unfathomable. However, I still like this character, and I still think he had a good heart. But just like another bad decision was when he's sitting in the diner and Sophia is talking to him. I'm like, dude, just pretend like you're kind of going along with it, you know? She's actually trying to give you a deal. I was surprised when I saw that. I thought that, you know, the entrance of his character in the finale was just going to be his death. But she's actually trying to give him a deal, just like she gave Clara a deal. And Clara seems to be going along with it all the way. But I'm thinking, dude, sit there at the diner table and just pretend like you're going along with it, right? And say yes to whatever deal she has. And then run over to Boyd, man, and tell him who the man in yellow is. Tell him that the man in yellow is Sophia. He didn't do that. He stands up and he tries to get away and
Jesus Christ.
And then she just grabs his hands, and then his blood starts to convulse within himself, like it starts to expound. And it doesn't seem like he died a peaceful death. It seemed very painful. However, I still have hope, though. I have a prediction for season 5 that I think Elgin will come back. I don't think that he had visions of this place and a seizure in this place when he arrived in the town on the bus for no reason. I think there's a reason for that. I also have a prediction that I think Marielle is still alive. I don't think Marielle is dead because she's connected to the town in a way that other people aren't. Her, Randall, and Julie are. So there's no telling what abilities that they may have, you know. And then we end the episode with Sophia strolling around to one of the faraway trees to dump the talisman that she stole from every house. Oh man, and just toss it in the faraway tree. The thing about it is she doesn't know where the talismans are going to go. They can end up right in the perfect place they need to be for Boyd to find again. But before she gets to the faraway tree, though, who's strolling right next to her? The boy in white. And the boy in white somewhat is kind of taunting her a little bit. He's like, you won't win this time. They have the bones. And I'm thinking, bro, if you want them to win, boy in white, how about you communicate a little bit better, bro? just like you're talking to her, full sentences, no riddles. That's how you need to be talking to Victor and everyone else in the town, especially Ethan. We want to hear full sentences come from your mouth, bro. What's all the code shit? And I'm thinking, I'm sitting back and I'm thinking, and I know you was thinking it too. Oh, he can actually form full sentences.
Oh, now he's Biggie English, huh? Biggie English now.
Wow. And you know what? I still don't trust the boy in white. Why not give direct information? Oh, man. And then he walks away. And then that's when we see Sophia drop the stones in the faraway tree. And she thinks she's really getting away with something. She thinks that she really did something there. But I disagree. She doesn't know where those talismans are gonna land. They could land anywhere. Yeah, it was just so good to me, guys. Those of you who enjoy the show and you enjoy horror shows just like me, and you came across this video, please give me a like, share, and subscribe. I want to be a part of the family. I want to connect with all of you and just continue to talk about all of these great stories and ideas that captivate all of us. I cannot wait for season 5. And hopefully I'll get a chance to also interview cast members of the show. That's what my goal and my plan is for season 5, is to interview at least one cast member from the show and just pick their brains about everything. And if you know any cast member a part of the show and you come across this video, please tell them about your boy Dark Lake. You feel me? Help me out here, man. I really want to get into this more. I want to speak to the director and the writers. I actually went to film school, and I actually love writing and directing. So when I see really great content like this show, it just kind of like, puts a fire in my soul to go out there and create. And one of the things I can do right now is to discuss all of the great shows and movies that I love, and that's what I plan on doing here. And ultimately, I think what this show is hiding is that there's a message here. No matter how dire things get, there's always hope. And the idea that I came up with in my mind is, where there is darkness, there are stars. Remember that. There's always light somewhere. Sometimes it gotta be dark for you to see something as beautiful as the stars. You feel me? That's how I really feel. This is Lake Sevens, the author. A review of season 4 of From finale. And I appreciate you being here and viewing this Dark Lake edit. Let's go.